Hello students, till now we have studied about the different types of fibers into the two categories, that is whether they belong to plant fibers or whether they belong to the animal fibers. Okay, so and both of these, they are basically the natural fibers. So let's see some of the example which is given in your book with reference to the plant fibers. So cotton, which is very well known and easily available plant material. So the question which the book they want you to learn and they are asking you is that most of us, we are making wicks for oil lamps, or in Diwali also you are making wicks for lighting the lamps. Okay, so what do you use for making these wicks? Basically we use the cotton wool, which is also used for filling the mattresses, quilts and pillows. Okay, so these are the basic uses of cotton fiber apart from the fabric or clothes. So have you ever wondered how this cotton wool, it actually um it is from where it is being coming from? So it is the basic resource for this cotton fiber is the plant. Okay, so as you can see the field of cotton plants given in your book, where cotton fibers balls are grown over the field. So this is the crop of cotton. Okay, now you need to take some cotton wool. If you have this cotton fibers at your home, I think most of you are having the cotton fibers at your home. So pull it apart and look at its edges. What do you observe? Most of us, we will observe that it contains the thin strands which are made up of cotton fibers. Okay, so where does this cotton wool come from? As you can see here, cotton wool, it is basically coming from the plant resources, and the climate in which cotton plants are usually grown, they have black soil and warm climate. Okay, so can you name such states of our country? Basically these are the western parts of our country. Okay, so some of these states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, these are the basic belts. Okay, for the plant cotton plant growth. Okay, so the fruits of the cotton plant, they are known as cotton balls, are about the size of a lemon, and after maturing the balls burst open and the seeds covered with cotton fibers can be seen. As you can see here, the balls of cotton, where after bursting the cotton fibers, that is white color textured substance, is being shown here. Now, so from these balls, cottons usually picked by hands, and fibers are then separated from the seeds by combing. So this process is known as ginning of cotton. Okay, so removing of the fibers from the seeds of the cotton, okay, is basically known as ginning of cotton. So ginning was traditionally done by hand. As you can see, a person who is doing combing or ginning, through which he is separating the cotton fibers from the seeds or seed coat. So in these days such things are done by machines. Okay, so this was about the ginning of cotton. And what is ginning? Ginning is basically the removal of cotton fibers from the seed coat. So this was about the cotton fiber. Let's see the another example of the plant fiber which is mentioned in your book, and it's about the jute fiber. Okay, so jute fiber, most of you have seen and you have visited any of the grocery shop where such things like grains, they are being packed in gunny bags, or when you are moving, or somehow when vendors they are coming, like vegetable vendors, they are also carrying the vegetables inside the gunny bags. Okay, so these bags, they are basically made up of jute fibers. So jute fiber, as you can see here, um, the basic morphological, you can see the leaf and leafy, one twig is being shown here about the jute fiber, how it looks. And actually it is coming from the stem, that's why they have shown you the uh, related and the relevant portion. So fibers, they are being this jute fibers, they are extracted from the stem, while cotton fibers, they are coming from the fruit or seed of the plant. So it is cultivated during rainy season. In India, jute is mainly grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. Okay, so these are the prominent areas for jute cultivation. And the jute plant is normally harvested when it is at the flowering stage. So stems, basically the stems are harvested. Okay, so from where you are getting jute, you are getting jute from the stem part of the plant, and from for cotton you are getting from the seed or fruit of the plant. Okay, so when these stems, they are immersed in water for few days, I'll send you one of the link of how jute fibers, they are being obtained. So the natural way of processing, you can have a look over that. You just need to see the process and methodology. No need to write anything from that clip or information. Okay, whatever is given in your book, that is sufficient for your examination purpose. Okay, so you can carry the additional information for your upgrowth. Okay, but in your syllabus, whatever is prescribed, you need to follow your NCERT textbook. So these stems rot, and the fibers, they are separated by hand. Okay, so how this is how the jute fibers, they are obtained from the plant. So to make fabrics, all these fibers, whether they are cotton fiber or whether they are jute fiber, they are first converted into yarns. And how it is done? So yarning is done by the process of spinning. Okay, so what is spinning? It is let's check the activity 4 also, where you can easily understand what is the process of spinning. So for that, what you need to do, you need to hold some cotton wool in one of your hand, pinch some cotton between the thumb and forefinger of the hand. Now gently start pulling out the cotton. While continuously twisting the fibers, you are able to make a yarn. So how, see, you can see a picture which is shown in figure 3.9, how the person, they are making yarn. Okay, or the thread through which further processing, or like whatever you want to make from such yarns. Basically fabrics are being designed through the multiple strands of the yarn by weaving it together. Okay, so in this case, they have shown you how the natural process of making the strand can be formed. Okay, through the process of spinning. So let's define this term. So the process of making yarn from fibers is basically known as spinning. So this definition is important, and you need to write it in your notebook. Okay, how yarns, they are made? They are made by the process of spinning. So in this process, fibers from a mass of cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. This brings the fiber together to form a yarn. Okay, a simple device used for spinning is basically a hand spindle. You can see the hand spindle here in figure number 3.10. Another hand operated device is the charkha. Okay, so these are the two devices which are mentioned in your book. One is a takeli and another one is charkha. Okay, so The use of charkha was popularized by Mahatma Gandhi as a part of independence movement, and he encouraged people to wear cloths made up of homespun yarn termed as khadi, and the shun imported cloth made in the mills of the Britain were abolished. To popularize and promote Khadi, the Government of India constituted a body which is known as Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 1956. Okay, so this is you can say one of the factual information which is given in your book, that you can keep in your mind, and you can also write it down in your notebook. So whenever there is whenever a question comes, one number of question can be set through this particular area. What is KVIC? Okay, so what is KVIC and when it was established? So KVIC is basically the Khadi Village Industries and Commission, and it was established in 1956. So that you need to understand. Now, spinning of yarn on a large scale done with the help of spinning machines, and after spinning, yarns are used for making the fabrics. Okay, now yarn to fabric. So this is the next step. Okay, um, what what steps we are doing from the fiber? First we are taking the fibers. So whatever be the type of fiber, when it is converted into yarn, the process is basically, what is the process? It's the spinning. Okay, spinning. And when you convert yarn into fabric, what will be the process? It is weaving. Okay, so this is the second step, that is conversion of fiber into yarn through spinning. This is the method, and conversion of yarn into fabric is basically the method through which the process will be weaving. So let's see the weaving process. um, there are many ways to by which fabrics are made from the yarns. The two main process of weaving um, for making the fabric is weaving and knitting. Okay, so you can also add here knitting. For animal fibers, like you can see the wool, sweaters are designed na? So for sweaters, most of the mothers and ladies, or whenever it is being knitted in large scale or commercial scale, machines are used. Okay, so let's see how these yarns or threads, they are being converted into the desirable material. Either it could be a piece of cloth. Okay, so for making piece of cloth or fabric, we are converting the yarns into the fabric by the process of weaving. And if it is the material like silk or wool, or even some of the other fibers, that can also be knitted. Okay, knitted and converted into the desirable fabric. Okay, so let's see the process of weaving. So in activity 2, which you already did in the previous part of the learning, so you might have noticed that the fabric is made up of two sets of yarns which are arranged together. Okay, so they are weaving it like this now. One horizontal pattern of aligning the fibers with respect to the vertical alignment, and like this they are weaving the fabric or making the texture. Okay, so the process of arranging, what is the definition for weaving? The process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric is basically the weaving. So you can practice this activity by doing one simple work at your home. Also take two different colors of paper strands. Okay, and try to arrange them like the activity which is being shown here in figure number 3.12, where the weaving with paper strips is being shown. Okay, so this kid has taken the two colored paper stripes or yarn. You can Assume this as a yarn thread in a similar way how the fabrics they are being designed. So what he is doing, he is taking the uh, thin strands of the different paper stripes, and then ultimately weaving it vertically and horizontally in such a pattern that he is able to make a piece of fabric which is paper made, okay, paper based. So in the similar manner persons they are making the fabric. So you can see the lady here what she is doing. She is also doing the same thing what this child has uh, practicing by doing the activity at his home, or if it was there in school also you are able to perform such activities. Okay, so let's see what happens in case of handlooms. They are weaving the threads like this. Okay, so in a similar manner two sets of yarns are woven to make fabrics. The yarns which are much thinner than our paper strips, when they are weaved together, so weaving of fabric is done in the looms. So these are small scale industries. So looms are either hand operated or power operated. So some of them if they are advanced in nature, then in that case machines and different mechanisms are being utilized. Okay, so this was all about the weaving process. Let's see the next mechanism how the fabrics they are being converted. So knitting is the next methodology. So you can see here how the simple single piece here see what is the difference between weaving and knitting. In weaving we are using two strands. Okay, in case of weaving we are using two strands, one is horizontal and another one is perpendicular. Okay, vertical. So in case of knitting we are using single strand, and uh, by the use of this single strand, okay, we are able to develop the pattern and structure uh, through which the fabrics they are being designed. Okay, so weaving and knitting they are used for making different kinds of fabric. Okay, so these fabrics are used for variety of clothing items. So let's see what is the history. So history of clothing material is basically uh, most of the people they began to settle in the agricultural communities. They have learned how to weave the twigs grass into mats and basket. Then vine and animal fleece or hair were twisted together into long strands. These were woven into fabrics, and in earlier Indians they wore fabrics which are made up of cotton that grew in the regions near river Ganga. Flax are also the plant that gives the natural fibers. So in ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax were cultivated near the river Nile, which is the longest river, okay, of the world, and were used for making the fabric. So in those days stitching was not known. Okay, stitching was not known. People deeply draped the fabrics around different parts of their body. Many different ways of draping fabrics were used. With the invention of the sewing needle, people started stitching fabrics to make the cloth. Stitched cloth have gone through many variations since this invention, but it is not amazing that even today sari, dhoti, lungi or turban is used as an unstitched piece of fabric. So just as there is large variety of food eaten all over the country, a large variety exists also in fabrics and clothing items. So this is the basic, you can see this is the basic ideology and methodology which is being represented here, okay, in the form of um, ray diagram or diagrammatic representation, where how fibers they are being converted into the fabrics. So see, uh, cotton rolls they are converted into fiber by the process of ginning, and then these fibers they are then converted into yarn by the process of spinning, and yarns They can be converted into fabric by two methods, either by knitting or weaving. So this was the concluding picture diagram which you need to draw in your mind also, and you need to learn it, okay, by heart. Okay, so in your copies try to write down the definition for the keywords. Thank you.